Assalamualaikum guys, this is Afzal from Lazy Programmer. Today I'm gonna teach you about object, classes, variables and data types and access modifiers in Java. So let's begin. In Java we have two types of data types. First one is primitive and second one is reference or object data type. These two data types are completely different from each other. Primitive data types are predefined data types in Java, and reference or object data types, these are data types which are created by a programmer by making a class and others. I'll teach you about these later. Okay. So in primitive data types we have byte. A byte has 8-bit signed, you can see here, and its complement of integer. Maximum value is 127 and default value is 0. After byte we have a short. Short is a 16-bit signed who has two complements integers. So you can see it, these data types here. After short we have integer 32-bit, long 64-bit. Integer and long, there is a difference between integer and long. If you want to store a small integer, you can store it in integer, but if you want to store a large number, a large integer, you need to use long. Okay. After that we have float. Float is used for precision like 3.2, 4.5 and other things like that, and it's a 32-bit number. Okay, like here we have an example of float. Yeah, so let's move on. After that we have double. Double is also a 64-bit, and it's kind of long, but in long we can't store the floating points or floating values, but in double you can store a large floating value. So that's the difference between long and double. After that we have Boolean. Boolean means true or false. There are two operations in Boolean, like true or false. There is no other value in Boolean, so true and false are possible one. After that we have char. It's called character or car. Okay, from 0 to 9 and A to Z, uppercase and lowercase, it's a character. Okay, now we move on to reference data types. Reference data types are data types which are created by a class, means objects of a class. Okay, so these data types are referenced by a class. So what is class? According to Java documentation, suppose you are in a real world, you actually you are, so thousands of bicycles are in existence, but those bicycles have a same, suppose they are manufactured by a same company, they have a same model, but they are different in number. It means they are same by nature. So the combination of things which are same by nature is called a class. So they all belong to bicycle class. Okay, so those all things are instances of or objects of bicycle class, and bicycle is a class, means it contains all those values, which all those attributes which that cycle or those cycles contains. So that is a concept of class. I'll teach you more in detail while we do coding in Java practically. You will understand what does this class means. So you can define methods in a class. So basic structure, this is a basic structure of class. Class is starting from here, ending from here. I'll teach you about later. Okay, so after these examples, these data types, we have some notations like /n to move on new line, /r to return to the start of the line. Okay, for F, for S, for D and other things you can learn